صباح الخير.
29-year-old Rafiz Zaghloul rises with the sun in the West Bank Palestinian village of Hizme. Most of the town's 6,000 residents depend on the local agriculture for their income. Not Rafe. He has a job at a factory some 15 kilometers away and is never late. He heads off to work every morning, leaving his family and his neighbors behind. Each day, a bus chartered by his Israeli employer, SodaStream, collects him and a few other workers from the nearby towns. Along the way, they pass several Palestinian villages, eventually crossing an Israeli checkpoint and arriving in Mishor Adumim and the SodaStream plant, which is one of 20 SodaStream factories around the world.
أنا بحب السوداستريم، أشتغل في السوداستريم لأن بنخدم الصبح بنخدم المغربيات وبنحب بعضنا كإخوان كعائلة واحدة في السوداستريم كمشبحة.
Inside, Rafe joins the other workers, nearly 1,000 of them, assembling soda makers to be sold around the world, which turn tap water into soda or any other fizzy drink, eliminating the need for billions of bottles and cans that are hazardous to the environment. And SodaStream is among the largest private employers in the West Bank, where unemployment can reach 30%. But unlike any other large-scale Israeli factory, almost half of those working here are, like Rafe, Palestinians from the West Bank, something SodaStream CEO Daniel Birnbaum is very proud of.
We give them an opportunity to not only have a job and health insurance, but also social benefits and a very high pay scale, which they could never achieve in the West Bank.
Pay that's often 4 or 5 times what they'd earn elsewhere, enough to convince people like Mina Suleiman, a mother of 2 from Ramallah, to join.
عادي كنت أعرف إنها شركة كبيرة يعني وسمعتها منيحة وبيحكوا منظمة وهيك عشان هيك حبيت أشتغل فيها. يعني سمعت إنها شركة يعني كتير منيحة وهيك حبيت أشتغل.
We've created a system working with the administration around here that makes it seamless for the Palestinians to leave their homes in the West Bank, or in their village, and come here across the wall where they're well received and well respected and well paid.
David Ashabakshi, a Jew who immigrated to Israel from Iran 10 years ago, told us he never met a Palestinian before working at SodaStream. He says for him, the experience has been eye-opening.
כל מיני אנשים, עולים חדשים ואנשים מקומיים שעובדים פה ביחד. ישראלים, ערבים, ערבים פלסטינאים, ערבים ישראלים, דרוזים, מוסלמים, יהודים, רוסים, אתיופים, כולם פה עובדים ביחד. זה יפה, זה טוב.
Muhammad Baroum, a father of 3, left a career in high-tech to join SodaStream 4 years ago. He is currently in charge of 400 people.
המנהל ייצור של חברת סודה של המכשירים הוא ערבי. אז אין פה עד כדי כך שאין בכלל אפליה. זאת אומרת, בטופ לבל של ההנהלה פה הוא יושב ערבי שמאיתנו, פלסטינאי.
אללהו אכבר.
בתפילות המוסלמים, ואני אחד מהם, צריך להתפלל 5 פעמים ביום. אז יש לנו חדר שהוא מוקצה לתפילות. אנחנו רואים גם פה שהחבר'ה היהודים גם מתפללים. יש פה את הבית כנסת ומתפללים. זה דבר שאתה לא תמצא בכל מקום. זה באמת דבר שאני אומר אותו, זה דבר שעושה לי רק טוב.
All these different people work together and learn to respect each other and celebrate each other's holidays, and families get to know each other. At SodaStream, we build bridges, not walls. It's a fantastic sanctuary of coexistence and an example of peace in a region that is so troubled and so needs hope.
The experience has also affected Birnbaum and his family personally.
My kids are Facebook friends with the children and some of the employees that we have at this factory. And before that, my kids did not know a single Palestinian person, and neither did the children of the Palestinian who works here. So these relationships are so important, because in the end there'll be peace among people.
But critics, mainly in Europe, have called for the Mishor Adumim plant to be shut down and have boycotted their products abroad. They say the factory, adjacent to the Ma'ale Adumim settlement in the West Bank, perpetuates Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories.
We are
not part of the, as they say, the occupation or something. We are working here together. And if it comes peace in some time, we hope that will come. And we will be, maybe we'll stay here also to work together, in the Palestinian state or in the Israeli state.
Nabil Basharat told us SodaStream has given him not only a job, but a dream in an economy where they are few and far between. And he and the other Palestinians working here, nearly 500 of them, each feed around 10 dependents.
They have to understand our situation here in the Palestinian Authority. If we find a job on the Palestinian Authority for a good work, a good money, we will work there. But we don't have that work. We don't have these jobs there.
I'm not going to throw them to the street. I have an obligation to these people. You know, the easiest thing for me to do would be to shut down this facility. There are so many untrue, misinformed, manipulative claims against SodaStream as if we're benefiting from being in this location, and they are so untrue. I'd like to tell you all of them. For one, we're not getting government incentives for being here. We have to pay a penalty to be here. We're far away from the port. We're far away from our suppliers. It's more difficult to find engineering skill.
Engineers like Osama Shanan, who's been growing with the company and is now a department manager. A Druze from the Galilee, Osama says he would be happy to see his Palestinian colleagues working with him for many years to come. Towards the end of the day, Yusuf Basharat asks us to follow him to his home in Ramallah, his new home that he built with 1 year's worth of savings from his job.
Now I have a house, and other person not have a house and other people. Because I work in the SodaStream, I have a house, and I bought a land, you know. I want to tell you, I bought a land. When I saw the stream, I am very happy.
The Muslims and the Jews had the same father. We are really cousins. And there were many years and centuries where we got along really, really well. My hope, my prayer, my belief, and my responsibility at SodaStream is that we will fulfill the prophecy from the book of Isaiah, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, nor shall they learn war anymore. We can make this happen, one person at a time, one family at a time. Instead of learning war, let them learn how to make a soda maker. And by doing that, not only do we make the world a greener place, a safer place, a planet free of bottles and cans and pollution, but we also make a world where people live together in peace and harmony, and we all have a better future for our children.
Which is exactly who Rafik can't wait to come home to, and exactly who he'll think of when he heads out to SodaStream tomorrow.